在这里提醒大家，你们的手机有调为震动或者关机吗？请大家留意一下你们自己的手机有没有调为震动或者关机，或者在静音，因为你们的那个网络是开着，所以呢，希望你们保持这个静音。谢谢大家的合作。西雅图雷藏寺周六同修南无莲华生大士本尊法开始，请大家恭敬合掌，恭迎法王圣尊莲生活佛，请大家默念莲花童子经咒。 师尊好，师母好，大家好。顶礼根本传承上师及坛城三宝。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
We just welcome our lineage root guru of True Buddha School, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to enter into the temple hall. We just made prostration to the root guru and the 3 jewels of the altar.
请师母上座，请仁波切诸位上师上座，教授师法师请上座，讲师助教贵宾同门善信大德请就座。
We are inviting Sumo, Rinpoche, Dharma Masters, Venerables, and all participants to please be seated.
依照雷藏寺往常的惯例，请第一次
According to the custom at the Seattle Temple, we are inviting any of you who's here for the very first time or have not been here for a very long time to please stand up and introduce yourself. You may say your name and where you came from.
Hello, my name is Preston, and I'm from Sacramento, California. Very excited to be here.
Welcome.
Hello, my name is Prakash. I'm originally from India, in Redmond for 20 years.
Welcome.
My name is Shanka Liu. I came here with my husband, Prakash, also from Redmond, Washington.
Welcome.
Hello, my name is Sylvia, and I'm from Poland. I'm happy to be here.
Wow. Welcome.
My name is Dorota. I'm also from Poland. Thank you.
Welcome. 龙边还有吗？站起来。
师尊好，我们是从家教尊生来上是过来。
We came from the Vijaya Temple in Oakland, California.
你们一家人啊。还有要自我介绍的吗？请站起来。
Please stand up.
师尊好，师母好，各位弘法人也好，大家好，我们是从多伦多来。
We came from Toronto, Canada.
欢迎你们哦。还有吗？要自我介绍的，要站起来
Welcome.
哦。龙边如果没有的话，就传到虎边。虎边这边有要自我介绍的吗？请站起来哦。
师尊好，师母好，各位上师好，大家好，我是莲花秋芳助教，来自德国冉志堂。
I came from Germany.
欢迎助教。还有吗？好，传到后面。
Pass the microphone to the back.
师尊好，师母好，我是莲花伟特，来自卡加利巴尤上师。
I came from Calgary, Canada.
要欢迎你常来
It's
哦。
been 20 years since I came back here.
还有要自我介绍的吗？让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎世界各地的众上师、教授、
Let's welcome all participating masters, venerables, and participants from all over the world. The group practice tonight is of Guru Padmasambhava. Clap twice and snap your fingers to awaken the deities. Visualize True Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite the Root Guru mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Nian Seng Siddhi Hom. 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 Om Guru Nian Seng Siddhi Hom.
Recite purification mantras and the atheistic
mantra. Om Siudori Siudori Siumori Siumori Soha. Om Vajradan Ho Ho Hom. Namo Samanto Motoran Om Duru Duru Deve Soha.
Recite invocation mantra.
Om A Hom Soha. Om A Hom Soha. Om A Hom Soha.
We sincerely invoke the Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The main deity of the group practice, Guru Padmasambhava. The main deity of the group practice, Nam Guru Padmasambhava. The main deity of the group practice, Nam Guru Padmasambhava. Namo Vairocana Buddha at the center. Namo Akshoka Buddha to the east, Namo Amitabha Buddha to the west, Namo Ratnasambhava Buddha to the south, Namo Amoghasiddhi Buddha to the north, Namo Asakyamuni Buddha, Namo Medicine Buddha, Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jet Pond, Namo Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva, Namo Manjushri Bodhisattva, Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva, Namo Vajrasattva, Namo Mahajundi Buddha Mother, all Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakanis, and divinities, all Buddhas of the 3 times in the 10 directions, all Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas, Namo Mahaprajna Paramita. Great homage using visualization for the root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, do this mantra. Second, all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, do this mantra. Third, to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, do this mantra. Fourth, Hapa. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole space. Make the offering above to the lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, all the main deity of the group practice, Guru Padmasambhava, and all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakanis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Om Sawa Tathagata Yittamu Gurunana Menzana Kaniniye Tahiyami. Fourfold refuge, visualize our lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Reset the refuge mantra. Namo Gurupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Armor protection. Form Vajraklapsa mudra. Reset Vajrapani mantra 7 times. Om Bodhiranjari, Om Bodhiranjari, Om Bodhiranjari, Om Bodhiranjari, Om Bodhiranjari, Om Bodhiranjari, Om Bodhiranjari. Recite Hiking Guan Yin Sutra. First, the invocation of the 8 great Bodhisattvas. Namo Mila Pusa Mohasa. Namo Shikong Zang Pusa Mohasa. Namo Puxian Pusa Mohasa. Namo Jinggang Shou Pusa Mohasa. Namo Miao Ji Xiang Pusa Mohasa. Namo Chu Gai Zhang Pusa Mohasa. Namo Di Zhang Wang Pusa Mohasa.
南无诸尊菩萨摩诃萨，观世音菩萨，南无佛，南无法，南无僧。佛国有缘，佛法相应，常乐我净，有缘佛法。南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是大神咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是大明咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是无上咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是无等等咒。南无净光秘密佛，法藏佛，狮子吼神诸幽王佛，佛告须弥灯王佛，法护佛，金刚藏狮子游戏佛，报身佛，神通佛，药师琉璃光王佛，普光功德三王佛，善住功德宝王佛，过去七佛，未来现劫千佛，1500佛，万物千佛，500花生佛，100亿金刚藏佛。光佛，六方六佛名号，东方宝光月殿月妙尊音王佛，南方树根花王佛，西方早晚神通焰花王佛，北方月殿清净佛，上方无数精进保守佛，下方善济月音王佛，无量诸佛，多宝佛，释迦牟尼佛，弥勒佛，阿处佛，弥陀佛，中央一切众生，在佛世界中者，行诸于地上，即在虚空中。此由于一切众生，各令安稳休息，昼夜修持，心常求诵此经，能灭生死苦，消除诸毒害。南无大明观世音，光明观世音，高明观世音，开明观世音，药王菩萨，药上菩萨，文殊师利菩萨，普贤菩萨，虚空藏菩萨，地藏王菩萨，清凉宝山亿万菩萨，普光王如来花生菩萨，念念诵此经，七佛世尊即说咒曰：尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵真地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵真地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵真地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵真地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵真地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵真地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵真地，娑哈。十方观世音，一切诸菩萨，誓愿救众生，称名悉解脱。若有智慧者，应勤为解说。但是有因缘，读诵口不错，诵经满千遍，念念心不绝。火焰不能生，刀兵利摧者，慧怒生欢喜，死者变成佛。莫言此事虚，诸佛不忘说。高往观世音，能救诸苦厄。临危急难中，死者变成佛。诸佛语不虚，是故应顶礼。此诵满千遍，罪罪皆消灭。后福坚信者，专攻受此经，愿以此功德普及于一切。诵满1000遍，众罪皆消灭。高往观世音经中。
You say deliverance mantra 7 times.
多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多舍旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南地，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦弥尼迦迦那，吉多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥多波耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多舍旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南地。阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦弥尼迦迦那，吉多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥多波耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多舍旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南地，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦弥尼迦迦那，吉多迦尼娑哈。 Nam mô A Di Đà Phật Tô Tha Kia Tô Ye Tô Đề Ya Tha A Mi Ni Tô Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Sơ Tam Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tê A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tô Kia Ni Ni Kia Kia Na Chỉ Tô Kia Ni So Han Nam mô A Di Đà Phật Tô Tha Kia Tô Ye Tô Đề Ya Tha A Mi Ni Tô Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Sơ Tam Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tê A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tô Kia Ni Ni Kia Kia Na Chỉ Tô Kia Ni So Han Nam mô A Di Đà Phật Tô Tha Kia Tô Ye Tô Đề Ya Tha A Mi Ni Tô Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Sơ Tam Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tê A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tô Kia Ni Ni Kia Kia Na Chỉ Tô Kia Ni So Han Nam mô A Di Đà Phật Tô Tha Kia Tô Ye Tô Đề Ya Tha A Mi Ni Tô Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Sơ Tam Bồ Bì A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tê A Mi Ni Tô Bì Ca Nan Tô Kia Ni Ni Kia Kia Na Chỉ Tô Kia Ni So Han.
Form Padma Kumara Mudra. Visualize the empowerment of the three lights by Padma Kumara. Recite Padma Kumara mantra 21 times.
Om Guru Nian Seng Siddhi Hom. 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 Om Guru Nian Seng Siddhi Hom.
Form Padma Sambhava Vajra Mudra. First empty your mind. Recite Sunyata mantra.
Sarva Dharma Swabhava Sutto Hang. Om Swabhava Sutta Sarva Dharma Swabhava Sutto Hang. Om Swabhava Sutta Sarva Dharma Swabhava Sutto Hang.
In the sky, visualize a blue moon disk rising from the glorious copper mountain of the inconceivable palace of lotus light at the Guru Padmasambhava's pure land. At the center of the moon disk, there is a red syllable She, radiating a bright pink light. The syllable She revolves to become Guru Padmasambhava. Wearing a crown, his whole body is light pink. His right hand is holding a Vajra scepter, and his left arm is clutching on a kachanka. He is sitting in a half-lotus position on a lotus throne in the sky above. His left hand is holding a skull cup filled with ambrosia and treasures. Visualize syllable Om at our crown chakra, radiate at our brow chakra, radiating white light. Ah at our throat chakra, radiating red light, and Hom at our heart chakra, radiating blue light. These three lights reach the inconceivable palace of lotus light at the glorious copper mountain to invoke Guru Padmasambhava. Then visualize Guru Padmasambhava's whole body radiates brilliant precious light which merges with the ambrosia and urges upon us, purging all sins and karma, illnesses and demonic obstructions until they are completely gone, to allow the emergence of our radiance and self-mastery. Said Padmasambhava Hat mantra 108 times. First perform Mala visualization. Recite the mantra.
Om Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Se. Om Ahom Peta 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 Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se 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 Om Ahom Beta 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 Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se
Perform 9 cycle Buddha breathing, enter into samadhi. If you're not trained in 9 cycle Buddha breathing, you can just breathe slowly, softly, and deeply. Said the heart mantras of the eight principal deities.
Om ha 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 wei samaye soha. Om zari zuri sunte soha. Om zambala salam salaye soha. Om a hom beza guru be ma siti hom se. Om a hom guru be ah sasamaha Lian-Sheng siti hom. Diyata om bekazaya bekazaya maha bekazaya raja samo kyadahe soha. Namo 36万亿
Homage to 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name identification Amitabha. Homage to 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name identification Amitabha. Homage to 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name identification Amitabha.
请大家纪念，请佛注释祈愿文。
Recite the supplication of the Buddhas who stay in the Saha world. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the virtuous Marvelous Tantrika. All Buddhas with 10 directions of Buddha lands, numerous grains of sand. All Bodhisattvas who are full of compassion to all beings. All heavy Dhammapas, darkness, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are stricken, tumbling in misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world to salvage deluded ones. 3 jewels, wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciple of Buddha plead that you stay in the Saha world to turn the Dhamma world to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Recite the longevity Buddha mantra 108 times. And dedicate the merit to the longevity and health of our Guru.
Om Amanoni Juvendiye Soha. 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 回向，
Merit
愿同
dedication.
念佛
May
者
all，
同
uphold the
生极
Buddha,
乐
ascend to
国，
the realm of
上报
utmost
四
bliss,
重
repaying
恩，下
fourfold
济
jhana
三途
cities from
苦，
above,
见
aiding
佛
those in the
了
three
生
realms
死，由
below.
佛度一
Upon seeing
切。
the Buddha,
弟
may we
子众
transcend
等
life
愿
and
以
death.
此
Like the
同修
Buddha, may
功
we
德
liberate
回
all.
向，祈
We
愿
dedicate
圣
the merit of
尊
this good
佛体
practice to
安
our
康，
Lian-Sheng
长
Guru.
寿
May you
自
stay
在，
healthy,
常
live a
住
long
世
life,
间，
continually stay in
永
samsara
转
to
法
turn the
轮。
Dharma wheel.
恭请法王圣尊莲生活
Inviting our
佛作
Lian-Sheng
众
Guru,
回向。
His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Guru Rinpoche. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Guru Rinpoche. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Guru Rinpoche. We pray that you radiate light and guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. We pray that you bless all participants so that their karma be eradicated, their worries and afflictions be eradicated, their ego attachment be eradicated. May all karmic sicknesses be eradicated. We pray that you bestow with increased resources and enhance wisdom, harmony, love and respect. We pray to Guru Padmasambhava, the Guru Rinpoche, to please radiate bright light, to bless all participants here with fulfilled wishes and auspiciousness. Chasitere. May all of us in our path of spiritual cultivation can attain peace and calmness, that we can be single-minded and focused, that our mind is not distracted, so that we can focus to only have one thought, that when we enter into samadhi, we gain the very good spiritual experiences. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Guru Padmasambhava, the Guru Rinpoche. We pray that you bless light upon all participants, so that all of our wishes be fulfilled. We also pray that Guru Padmasambhava is always with true Buddha disciple and protecting them, so that true Buddha school Dharma work can flourish, so that we can widely deliver sentient beings. We pray that the interpersonal relationships can be harmonious. Homage to Guru Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche. Please eradicate the greed in our mind, as well as anger and hatred, and delusion and ignorance. May all of our karma starts with greed and desire, and please eradicate them. And due to the anger and hatred, can make our thoughts chaotic. Please eradicate our anger and hatred. And because of ignorance and delusion, that we are deluded, and due to this delusion we will not be able to gain enlightenment. So we pray to Guru Rinpoche to please eradicate our delusion and ignorance. May all of our prayers be granted. The Guru Padmasambhava, the Guru Rinpoche, and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May all obstruction disappear, may all enemies and enmities disappear. Recite 100 syllable mantra.
Om Peja Sato Samaya Manu Panaya Peja Sato Tenu Padita Jejo Me Pawa Sudo Kayu Me Pawa Subo Kayu Me Pawa Anorato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayata Sawa Gama Sotame Chitambu Sidi Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Peja Mami Mancha Peja Pawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Peja Sato Samaya Manu Panaya Peja Sato Tenu Padita Jejo Me Pawa Sudo Kayu Me Pawa Subu Kayu Me Pawa Anorato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayata Sawa Karma Sotame Chittamu Sidi Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Peja Mami Mancha Peja Pawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Peja Sato Samaya Manu Panaya Peja Sato Tenu Padita Jejo Me Pawa Sudo Kayu Me Pawa Subu Kayu Me Pawa Anorato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayata Sawa Kama Sotame Chittamu Sidi Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Peja Mami Mancha Peja Pawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe.
Perform great procession using visualization for Sudut Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth hack bow. Recite completion mantra. Let's give a round of applause to show our utmost gratitude to His Holiness for presiding over this group practice of Guru Padmasambhava. Now the offering of Hatha is all in our palms with reference, and we would like to invite the Venerable Lian-Sheng of Seattle to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage of Guru as a symbol of the highest honor.
请大家一起虔诚恭敬合掌，恭请无上法王圣尊莲生活佛做宝贵的法语开示。
Together, we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teaching. Let's first pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao-ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kung Tejung Rinpoche. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar of the Seattle Lechang Temple. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Guru Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche. Sumu Gansen Gacho, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are Dr. Lian-Sheng, and Dr. Su Lin, and Dr. Li, and the PR director of the True Buddha Seattle Temple, Mr. Fermi Wang. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? Today, we practiced Guru Padmasambhava's Dharma practice, or sadhana. And Guru Padmasambhava we can say that the start of Vajrayana or Tantrayana is from Guru Padmasambhava. So Guru Padmasambhava brought Vajrayana or Tantrayana to Tibet. So we could say that he's the first patriarch, and not only for the Nyingmapa that highly revere Guru Padmasambhava. Actually, all four sects of Tibetan Tantrayana, Nyingma, Gelug, Kagyu, and Sakya, highly revere Guru Padmasambhava. Because Guru Padmasambhava had built the first temple in Tibet, the Samye Monastery. And King Trizong Detjen and Santaraksita, together with Guru Padmasambhava, the great three masters. One is the king of Tibet, and the two masters together built the Samye Monastery. So he's considered the first one in Tibet. And today, because in the deity yoga, we often talk about the origin of the 8 principal deities, or their spiritual journey and their experience, and we have talked about that in the past. And our group practice all of the 8 primary deities in turn. But very few people knew about the Kachanka that he holds. And what is Kachanka? It's the staff with the skull cups that Guru Padmasambhava is holding. And the 3 skulls on the Kachanka represents one is greed, hatred, and ignorance. So greed, anger, and delusion. And in Buddhism, we also call it as the 3 poisons. So any one of them will cause one to fall into hell. So why is the Kachanka that Padmasambhava is holding striped through the 3 skulls? It symbolizes that he had retracted all his greed, anger, and delusion. So that in Guru Padmasambhava's mind, there is no greed, anger, and delusion. So we can tell that the people in this world, if an ordinary person is not a spiritual cultivator, then they would be conditioned or contaminated with greed, anger, and delusion. Non-tantrika, non-spiritual cultivation, or non-sadhaka do not have pure conduct, then they would be adulterated with greed, anger, and delusion. If you have desire or greed toward anything, I think all karma comes from greed. Greed is the most important one. Thank you. Let me share a joke first. Someone loves beautiful woman. Is that greed? Desire? Of course, yes. There's a kind of greed. This is a joke. Someone asked, what do you see first in a beautiful woman? And some people answered, face. They would see the face first. And some people say that he would see her waist, her slim waist. And The more jerk would say, look at her breasts first. The shameless ones. And then some people say, before looking at a beautiful woman, he would have to check on his wife first if his wife is watching. So let me ask all of you, looking at beautiful women is not just the monopoly of man. Even woman loves looking at beautiful women, right? Like my mom, my mother went to mainland China. All the women on the street looked like Lian-Sheng at that era. In mainland China, all the women on the street looked like Lian-Sheng, which is a famous actress in Taiwan. And my mom had said, not just men loves looking at beautiful women, even women loves looking at beautiful women. My mom said that. Is that greed or desire? Of course, it is considered a kind of greed. So what should we do? Everybody loves looking at beautiful women. There's nothing wrong with it. However, if you are a spiritual cultivator and holding a chanting bead, chanting the Buddha's name, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, and then a beautiful woman is walking by. Namo, wow, Amitabha, so beautiful. Oh no. Amitabha is very handsome and cool, but at the same time he's also very dignified. In order to destroy or break our greed, according to my method, Grandmaster's method, because Grandmaster always speak frankly. I never lie. Grandmaster loves looking at beautiful women. I always tell the truth. But after seeing so many of them, then you find it ordinary. You don't find it anything extraordinary. After seeing so many beautiful women, you find it that it's no big deal. And then, afterwards, then you check their hearts and nature. So it's not that you become horny looking at beautiful women. Because you have seen so many of them, then it's become ordinary. Then you start looking at their inner self and checking at their personality. That's how I break my own greed. I don't know how you find it. And some people are greedy for money and riches. Not one person is an exception. And this kind of greed is incredible. I heard that in the leader of mainland China, and he's referred as the chief secretary and also the prime minister, I suppose, or the chairman of mainland China. But there was a period that he was eradicating corruption very severely. So he cleaned up all the corruptions very strictly. And I heard that he had how many corrupt officials that he had prosecuted. Master Lian-Yin, do you know? What I know is from what Grandmaster says. So you're passing the ball to me. So this person is quite a jerk. You don't want to take the responsibility, do you know? 4 million. Did I say that many? So it's more accurate if you check the internet. How many that they have cleaned up? $1.57 million. 1.57 million. 0.7 person? What does it mean? 1.53 million people that have been eradicated, that have been cleaned up. And all these corrupt officials send their money to all over the world. So all of a sudden, America also gained a lot of money. And all of a sudden, the economy here became so good. It turned out that the money from mainland China flowed to America. So the real estate market was really high. It was so easy to sell houses. So when a house was on sale, the price kept going up, and they bid on higher prices, and they bought it on cash. And they were bought by these corrupt officials running away from mainland China, going to all over the world. And there are lots of money around. And America too became very rich all of a sudden. I heard that there were billions or trillions of US dollars entering into United States. So Hui-Jun, can you check the internet? I heard someone told me. So from this we would know, the corrupt money is already that much. The Taiwanese had the saying, if you become an official in one life, then you have to be reincarnated as cows for 9 lifetimes. It's the same. So if you ever become a government officer in one lifetime, that you would become cows for 9 lifetimes because of your greed, that you take money, then you would have to fall into the 3 lower realms. So, like Taiwan, or in Japanese, Koreans and Japanese men want sex more than Taiwanese men, because in Hawaii there was a Sakura Street. Most of them were opened by Japanese, the same in Guam. And then later on, the Koreans also have those businesses on Sakura Street. The red light district was first opened by the Japanese and then later by the Koreans, and less by Taiwanese. Although it's less in Taiwan, but they have more and more motels in Taiwan. There is no red light district in Taiwan. And even Singapore has red light district, but not in Taiwan. It's illegal in Taiwan, so they do it secretly. There's no red light district in Taiwan. Why? Because the Taiwanese on the surface look very virtuous, but in reality, not so. See, because there are more and more motels now in Taiwan. Because Taiwanese love to present good image. I'm not saying that Taiwanese are more virtuous, they just want to present good image. And so when the government suggested to have red light district in the cities, the citizens oppose, but instead they open lots of motels because Taiwanese just want to pretend to be good. Hypocrites. But in Japan or Korea, it's all open, public. So if you obsess with money or with sex, and next is your power or status, these are all considered greed. Greed for money, for sex, for power. It's extremely difficult to counter this greed. Let me share a joke. There's a senator that after work made a phone call to his wife and asked her to get rid of or to hide all things that's made in China from their house, because he wanted to bring 2 other senators home, and he wanted to show that he is patriotic and he wants to support Trump's trade war with China. So when he got home with the other 2 senators, he discovered that his front door disappeared. The windows also disappeared. And then inside the house, all the furniture all disappeared. The house was empty, completely empty. And then finally, the wife coming out from the bedroom totally naked, because all her garments are made in China. Trump and China, why Trump wanted to get into trade war with China? Of course, I cannot tell the answer. I cannot say that I'm not Chinese. I was born in Taiwan. It's really difficult to say about Taiwan and China. The Taiwanese immigrated from China too. My grandfather came from Quanzhou of Fujian province. He immigrated to Kinmen and then moved to Penghu, and then from Penghu to Jiayi, Taiwan. So my father was 2nd generation and I am the 3rd generation that moved to Taiwan. So if you say Taiwan is not China, that's not quite right. But if you say Taiwan is China, it's not quite right either. But all of Taiwanese, or most of all Taiwanese, came from mainland China. And the same with America. The earliest inhabitants of America were Indians, American Indians. And all Americans came from Europe and all parts of the world. Like Columbus, when he discovered the new land, actually it's not the new land because Indians were already here. When we were little, we watched the movies, but the Western movies, they were always fightings. Have you ever watched them? And in the Western movies, there's always about Americans or American soldiers at war with the American Indians. Like the name of Seattle is actually the name of a chief in this area. So the name Seattle is the name of the chief, Indian chief. And also Tacoma is the name of an Indian chief. And we use the name of the chief to name the city. So the Americans are also immigrants, and Chinese are also immigrants. So we should undermine other immigrants because we are all immigrants. But there's the battle of the power, and first come, first serve. So if you're here first, then you treat the latecomers or as the immigrants. So that's the struggle of power. So the trade wars actually the battle on power and money. So we don't want to talk about the trade war. What are they fighting for? Power and money. So that's still considered greed. So between countries, they fight for territories. Like the Civil War in America between the North and the South, what was it for? Power and money. Of course, for the people too. But it's because of money and power. It's all the same. And the Korean War between the North and South Korea, also for the power and money. So the Korean War, or the Vietnam War too, between North and South Vietnam. They're all about power and money. And the trade war too is about power and money now. Only for the true sage, everybody else cannot run away from power, money, and sex. And that's greed, anger, and delusion. And your anger and hatred can create wars. And delusion includes all sorts of ignorance. And the greatest ignorance is that everything is gone once a person dies. This was what the Buddha said in Buddhism. The greatest ignorance is that when one thinks that everything is gone when one dies. Because Buddhism talks about cause and effect and also karmic transgressions and retributions. So whatever you have done in this life will create what you will be in the future life. So the Kachanka that Guru Padmasambhava holds in his arm symbolizes that he had destroyed greed, anger, and delusion. Like for Grandmaster, about money, Grandmaster has always abided by this precept that in his Dharma work, Dharma propagation, refuge, anything, any Dharma work, Grandmaster never set a price and never asked for any money for it. The offering is always voluntary. This is a precept that I keep. as a spiritual cultivator,
会属于你自己的金钱，你当然可以拥有。
of course, you can get money that's supposed to be yours.
不能当。
However, if it's not supposed to be yours,
属于你的金钱，你就不能够。
if you don't deserve it, then you should not try to get it.
所以我们不能当什么？当 thief。
So we should not become thieves.
不能当 robber。
And we should not become robbers.
小偷嘛，小偷是不是 ？thief。
Lobo.
强盗。我是
Thieves and robbers. Robbers. Steve and Robert. So that's how I remember it. So Steve becomes thieves. Thieves become Steve. I mean, that's how I remember it.
对，就是你不能当小偷跟
So you should not become a thief or a robber.
小偷跟强盗。这日本人很奇怪啊，日本人。
It's very
你看日本
strange
这个国家哈，
that Japan
治安会很好。为什么治安会很好？
has great security.
他们小学
And
的时候
why?
教育
Because in their education, in the elementary school,
他们有教公民
they always teach
公民，你要做一个公民，基本上的公民，
to be a good
别
citizen,
人的东西
that you should not
千万
take
不能拿，
what belongs to other people. You should not become a
别
thief.
人身上的钱你不能抢，
You should not rob other people's money. You should not become a robber. That's why the security in Japan is very good. It's very safe in Japan. That's why Japan is a good place to travel, because they really have done that. This point. If you have received Japanese education in Taiwan, you would know that every morning when you get up, then you would water to spray, and you use your sweep to sweep your own yard, and also the part of the road in front of your house. And you don't see garbage in Japan. But Japanese loves to smoke, so the cigarette butts are not considered garbage, because Japanese loves to smoke and drink. So cigarette butts are not considered garbage, but you have to sweep everything else. So Japanese has their own virtues. So when we were little, we also have a class on civic rights and citizenship, but now it's already gone in Taiwan. So as a spiritual cultivator, we want to eradicate our greed, anger, and delusion. Please put a fan here. I'm all wet already. I cannot bear heat very well. Because we were talking about trade war earlier. That's why I was sweating. Because that's a major problem of the world. I don't know what to say. But in reality, it was the battle about power and money.
这世界上都是国家跟国家，
In this world, between countries
家族跟家族，
or between clans
另外还有人跟人
or between people
啊，公司的竞争，
or between companies or in elections, they're all about competitions
而我
and
们出
fightings.
家人就是方外之士，
So as the monks and nuns, we are
贪
apart from the mundane world.
收拾
Each one of us should hold that kachanka, and we should keep in control our greed, anger, and delusion, especially that anger. It's very, very difficult to find Grandmaster losing his temper, like striking the desk or pointing fingers. It's very difficult. Grandmaster does not want to lose his temper.
实在是看不过去了。
If I really cannot bear it anymore, then I would probably say something, reprimand something. It's very rare. It's extremely rare to see Grandmaster angry or losing temper or a very angry face. It's everything is very easy, lightly. About a name and position and fame and greed, it's very, very light. So as spiritual cultivator, we should be like that. We should purify our own mind. Then that's purifying our own karma. This is very important.
那我讲这个莲花生大师的卡唱卡。
I was talking about the kachanka of Guru Padmasambhava. And the first one at the top, the skull, represented greed, and the second one represented anger, and the third one represented ignorance. Human beings are ignorant, extremely ignorant. Now we know the value of human lives, and you strive for the value of life, and you should strive for the pure life and strive to be reborn in the Pure Land, and to strive to become a sage. You have to eradicate the three poisons: greed, anger, and delusion or ignorance. Now let's continue to talk about Lamdre a little bit. Maintaining extraordinary faith in the Supreme Guru. The profound Guru is perfect due to the real practice. With strong faith and understanding in the merciful Guru, who is no different from the Vajra holder, one prays to the five-colored light screen on top of the lotus throne, which is seated on top of our crown in the daytime and at the center of our hearts at night. As soon as the supreme reverence and faith arise, it is the start of the affinity of maintaining any samaya. So this talks about that we have to abide by the first precept of the 14 root downfalls precepts. So it's mentioned here, the profound Guru is perfect. Your lineage root Guru has walked the path of the spiritual cultivation, that he has made the journey. He has been in spiritual union with the Yidam or the main deity. that he has gained fruition in his spiritual cultivation. He has personally confirmed. Lineage root guru is like this, that he has some fruition in this spiritual cultivation, may not be all of them and may not be the ultimate fruition, but he has attained some fruition. Then that's the profound guru that is perfect. So when a guru has attained perfect attainment, and a guru has entered into the profundity, so that's not just any ordinary guru or masters, because they are still cultivating. But a profound, perfect guru has been completely pure, has been in union with the Yidam, and he has been to the Pure Land, and he has attained fruition. Then he would be referred as the supreme, profound, and perfect guru. And he is a real cultivator, a cultivator who has truly practiced that is able to benefit sentient beings. And if you have a very strong faith towards such a guru, if you have a very strong faith toward your lineage root guru, then you view the lineage root guru as the Vajra holder, which is Vajrasattva. So you treat your lineage root guru as Vajrasattva. So the merciful guru and Vajrasattva are completely the same. That he is Vajrasattva, which is also the Vajra holder. And one prays to the 5-colored light screen on top of the lotus throne. So the lineage root guru is sitting amidst the 5-colored light, and on top of the lotus throne with the mundus, the same with the Vajra holder, Vajrasattva, seated on top of the lotus, the mundus on the lotus, radiating 5-colored light. As the disciple, in the daytime, you should place your lineage root guru on top of your head. On top of your head, your lineage root guru is seated there. And at night, when you sleep, your lineage root guru is inside your heart. You think of your guru and place him inside your heart. And in the daytime, you place him on top of your head. That's extraordinary faith in the lineage root guru, that you have complete and strong faith in your lineage root guru. This is what it meant here. And this is abiding by the samaya between you and the lineage root guru. So this is the meaning of this excerpt. Now you understand, it's very clear. So the respect toward your lineage root guru, because he has walked the spiritual cultivation path and he has been in union with the Yidam. Like myself, every day I have to be in union with my gurus. And the feeling, the spiritual experience, the joy and happiness that you experience from the spiritual union cannot be put into words. when your yidam enters into your body, when you enters into the heart of the yidam, and when the two of you are in union, that kind of spiritual feeling is beyond words, cannot be described. So the lineage guru also benefiting sentient beings because he has placed the Dharma milk into your clean Dharma vessel, which is you. As a human being, we are like a Dharma vessel, like a vessel, a container, like a glass. And when it's clean, then the Dharma flow of the universe enters into this vessel or container. Then you would be filled with the Dharma flow. The same with the lineage guru and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. When the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas enter into your heart, then you would be like being filled with the Dharma flow of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Therefore, he is able to benefit all sentient beings. The first class is Chinese. The teacher asked Xiaoming, what is the next verse of having money and if you have no money, then you succumb to your faith. And the teacher asked why the ladies of the ancient China bind their feet. And Xiaoming replied, because they don't want them to go shopping. And the teacher asked again, but how about now? They don't bind their feet anymore. And Xiaoming replied, because now you can buy online and deliveries. That's why you don't have to bind your feet anymore. And the teacher asked Xiaoming to teach the class instead. This is another joke. A woman, an African woman, toured in Xiamen and went in and stayed at a hotel. And there was a fire at night, and the African woman did not wear anything but ran out. And the fireman was very shocked. Oh my God, so scary that she's burned so bad that yet she still ran so fast. But actually that's due to the color. Let me ask this question. What color clothes would make us look thinner? Black, right? We all know that. But someone answered, Oh, then if you walk together with people fatter than you are, then you would look skinny. Master Huijin often loves to walk with who? She's good at cooking. So, standing next to her, you look much skinnier. So you would look thinner if there are heavier people around you. So in Buddhism, this is called pramana, by comparison. So measurement or logic by comparison. It is part of the logic studies of Buddhism. There are several studies in Buddhism. One is the inner study, that's Buddhism. So when you look inside, that's called the inner sciences. And then the medical learning, and then the arts and crafts learning. So like skills, like when you learn computer or building houses, those are considered as part of this learning. So the inner learning, medical learning, and arts and crafts learning, and then the language learning, that you understand lots of different languages. You can speak Japanese, Spanish, or French, or Dutch. If you study this, then that's the learning of language. And then the learning of logic, like the comparison, that's considered logic. So in Buddhism, we talk about this Panchavidya. Don't listen to the words of a child. Why? If you are seriously listening to a child's talk, then you would lose. Is that right? Don't be too serious about a child's talk, because children think their own way. They're immature. But the words of your seniors, if you're serious about it, then you would be that would be tiresome. But if you don't listen carefully to the words of a woman, then you would be dead. So that's the learning of logic. And talking about Lamdre or Padmasambhava, that's considered the inner learning or the spirituality of Buddhism. It's actually very simple. In order to study or in order to practice Buddhism, you want to live a pure life, you have to eradicate your own greed, anger or hatred, and your ignorance or delusion. You have to purify them. And in order to eradicate your greed, anger, and delusion, and how do you know that you have to do so? That's due to the teaching or instruction of a good guru, that you have to eradicate them, and you know how to eradicate them. So in Tantrayana, there are many good Dharma practices in order to eradicate your greed, anger, and delusion. And what are the reasons that we have to eradicate anger, greed, and delusion? Because those things would create karma. Therefore, we can only create good karma. We should not create bad karma. Once you accumulate resources and merits and virtues, then you have your merits of your resources. Then you would encounter a good guru that would teach you that in the future you would be able to have attainments. That's all for tonight. Om Mani Padme Hum. We are very grateful to His Holiness Precious Dharma teachings, and we have several announcements. Tomorrow on July 28th, Sunday at 3 p.m., His Holiness will be at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, to preside over Guru Gule Homa fire offering ceremony and confer the corresponding empowerments. There would be direct webcasts in both Chinese and English. For details, please check dbsn.org. Before Homa, at 1:30 at the Homa Hall, there would be the book reading of Grandmaster's book number 163, Crossing the Ocean of Life and Death, and the book will be read by Vajramaster Lian-Sheng. There's also direct webcast in both Chinese and English. For details, please check dbboye.org. And the annual Bardo Grand Ceremony will be held on August 24th, 2019, Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Meydenbauer Center in Bellevue, Washington. For the first time, His Holiness will transmit the Buddha Dharma practices and the fifth instruction of Milarepa Yoga, and confer the corresponding empowerments. The sponsorships for the ceremony this year will be organized by Seng Yen Lu Foundation. Each primary supplicant can submit $888 to the Seng Yen Lu Foundation and send your registration materials to them. The True Buddha Foundation organized the Conference for Dharma Propagators on August 26 and August 27, Monday and Tuesday at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington. We are inviting all the Dharma propagators to join and register and join this marvelous event. For details, please check dbsn.org, or you can also contact Reverend Lian Tong and Lian Yo. On September 1st, Sunday, in the morning, His Holiness will perform the Life Foundation ritual at the Rainbow Temple of Sengji. And you may send the Sengji items to the Rainbow Temple beforehand, which includes hair, nails, and a drop of blood on your piece of cloth. And now we'll be incanting Buddha Amitabha. We're inviting any of you who would like to take refuge in His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng and follow the spiritual cultivation of True Buddha School to please come forward to the center of the temple hall and personally receive refuge initiation from His Holiness. If you're not present in person and would like to take refuge, you may also send a letter to True Buddha Foundation. Please clasp your palms, open your palms to receive the water, to receive the holy water, and then drink the water and pour it over your head.
We're inviting
His Holiness to bless the great compassion holy water and to consecrate Buddha images.
请大家起立做大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及诸佛。Om Ah Hom。观。拜诸菩萨。Om Ah Hom。三拜诸护法金刚。Om Ah Hom。四平等一起手，同修会圆满吉祥结束了。感谢根本传承上师的大加持，感谢师母仁波切、诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教、贵宾、同门善信大德的护持。谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing. 同修完后呢，师尊会给大家摸顶，请大家。